Red sky in the morning, shepherd's warning. Now, with the next big storm due to hit us on Sunday, it's Saturday the 20th of January 2024, and the Met Office has already put out a danger to life. Everything's still rock solid. So what can I do this morning just to get a few bits done and to make sure everything's strapped down so nothing blows away? Before I dismantle all of this, because as you can see there, it's all collapsing, so I need to tidy up. I want to put some beds here so that I've got shade for the lettuce, etc., things that go to seed quite quickly in the sunshine. But before I dismantle that, I really want to get all the wood that I've already got without creating some more, a space to put it out the way, protect it a little bit from the weather. I've done what I need to do on my fruit cage just to improve it a little bit. So all this wood that we collected will need denailing. Even some of these offcuts out of that skip find we had last week has got some nails in, so I need to sort that out. There's some of the trimmed wood that we got out of the fruit cage. We cut all the rot off. Those little bits may come in handy to improve my long roots outside. Some long roof laths that I physically bought, but there's some offcuts there. We need to put those away. This pile here that gets bigger and then smaller, and sort this corner out. We'll get everything into this corner. I'll keep dragging stuff out, leaving it propped up in a different place. I'll sort out this wood to see if it's any good. If not, it'll go on the burn pile. Not sure whether we just lost focus then. Amateur filmer, you see. I don't edit, just pause and record. Well, it's surprising what you find when you haven't been into a corner for a while. A lot of these are just rotting slightly at the bottom, but it's better to be rotting at the bottom than all over. And I've revealed the split pipes that I use for the giant vegetables, so you'll be seeing some of those in my grow room later on. I need to sow my giant carrots very soon. First load to the allotment fire. Not the one that's next door, because that's been taken on now, so that'll go a little bit further to another bonfire. Well, that's looking a bit tidier. I'm just going, I found bits of wood that I didn't know I'd got, so these are off the shed. I can tidy this up a bit now. It was just thrown together with a few bits of scrap wood, so we found some more scrap wood, and I'll just put that over, dig it down and put it over the top, because the birds will dig through, get in, and then can't get out. I found this piece of wood with a point on, so I'm going to make use of it to straighten the fence up. Soon warms up, guys. Always use a sledgehammer for knocking in with that edge. Works a treat. That looks better already. Well, that's 3 posts in. Should keep the neighbour happy, even though he's not worried about having a fence at all. One job. leads to another. But this is what we can do during the winter when it's cold, frosty, without damaging the soil structure. I found the last little bit of weed membrane. I absolutely hate it. Gonna get it all out now. Good riddance, I say. I personally hate the stuff. You find it everywhere. It comes to the surface. It doesn't matter if you burn the edges or whatever. The weeds can get through it. Ooh. Goodbye. If the wood that you're screwing into is thinner than the screws you're using, put the screws in at an angle. Take your fingers out. Must remember not to put rubbish decking screws back in the box. Stick one more in down that end. We'll slip it back. Another job out the way. Well, it's got rid of the wood anyway. It gives me great satisfaction to get a few little jobs done, and wasn't a job I was going to do, but that's that wood used out the way. I've just found some of these at the back there behind that wood. I don't use round pots because they take up too much room. I'd rather use the square ones that we find that are unscrupulously dumped. My choice. I'll get these put onto the allotment recycled area for others to use. Right, next job, let's denail these laths, second-hand laths, cut the ends off and get them stacked away, because in February I'll be wanting to plant the Jerusalem artichokes in that far bed. If you're having issues, as he kicks the tripod, getting the nails out, don't try and hit them there, always hit them against something solid. That'll come out a lot easier. Almost done. So these square foot gardening beds have been covered up, they've been extended a little bit. We put some manure on earlier on in the winter, autumn should we say. I just need to line these now, and I've found an old bit of plastic, and if it doesn't blow about and disappear in these winds, I may as well staple it to the inside of these two beds. I do like to line my wood. Wood will breathe naturally as long as it ain't submerged in water. It won't rot for quite a long time, so any moisture that hits there won't get through. Any moisture that goes down there will come out here, so hopefully these beds will last me out. When we add the soil, all this will push down. Crack on with the other one. So I've been down here a couple of hours this morning, up to yet, and we've made a little bit of progress. I've had a text message to say that the wood chips are coming about lunchtime. It's now about 10:30. I got here about 8:30ish. Another bit of wood to take down the offcuts and bits and bobs we didn't want on those old laths. I need to drop the netting down on there before the wind comes. That's better. We've straightened that fence up. Tidied that up. I can now walk around the raspberry canes again. These barrels have been here all summer, and they're half full Cold. That'll take a while to thaw, but they're half full, so you can imagine how many inches of water we've had since the summer. Well, very unpredictable weather. Next job is to cut this old sign up and create triangles to stop the wind and, well, not the wind, the rain blowing in onto the manure, and then I need to move all these bags so I can tidy up the summer fruit in raspberries. I think there's about 1,500 litres left. They're probably quite solid at the moment, and then we can tidy this up at some stage, but I need to go home now earlier than I expected so that I can make sure everything's safe at home before the winds come, some of the garden furniture, etc. And I need to fasten those boards on the inside of here because we reduced the size, if you remember, when we got the Vegega beds. We've got just probably 4 or 5 crowns of rhubarb now, which are nicely mulched. Need to do that. That just encourages them to grow a little bit longer but not force the rhubarb, and it stops it flopping over into the paths like these strops are. It won't be long before we're actually chopping and dropping these, but look at this. They're growing out the bottom, so if you've got broad beans and they're flopped over like that, don't worry too much, because nature always finds a way. So I'm going home now. Happy gardening to you all. Please give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down for the interaction, and why not consider subscribing, and let me know and everybody else know in the comments what you've been up to on your winter garden. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now.